This to me was more of a like, hey man, we're normal people like you guys are.
I'm not up. I'm drunk. And then when I'm done with that, I put Vaseline actually around the edges.
That's your friend, man. That's your friend that does that stuff.
Do you want me to do the intro, or are you gonna just jump in there?
It just makes it
All
better.
right, everybody, welcome
Whatever.
to Top's Daily Grind. This is episode number 116, and we have a special guest who is actually a return guest, and he was on episode number 52, and I think he was on part of one of the live episodes that we did too before that.
Yeah, it's the one with Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler is the dude that does cheese.
He's the cheese scientist.
Cheese
Cheese
scientist.
doc.
Yes.
Dr. Cheese is
Yes.
what we call
so
him here.
welcome back, Ryan,
Thanks.
or should I say Officer Kamachi?
Did you get any shit from your friends because you were on this podcast?
They didn't
just
listen to
just
it.
the
They didn't listen to
normal
it.
stuff.
They
that
didn't
I-
care, huh?
Yeah.
Did you
sound
make them listen to it?
I didn't make them.
You should.
I did send it to him.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and as good friends do, you know, they often give you crap. They're like, "Man, you sound dumb on there."
Good.
So
That's that makes me feel better about myself.
Have you said that to him?
no, I don't dare. He has more knives in
Aw.
his office than I can
Hey.
handle. So
I have a few.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Are those the ones that we've been missing from the...
Oh, they're not mine. They're
Oh.
just in my office.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, fair enough.
So
So what you've been up to? Because you brought a bunch of food and
yeah,
getting right into the food stuff.
got-
I figured you would. I didn't expect anything.
Is that what you told him?
different.
Like, watch this. He's gonna get right into the food
No.
stuff. 'cause
Why are
he's
you
fat.
so worried about what we were talking about? Don't you worry, Jesus.
Nah,
We're
I don't
gonna
care.
get to it.
I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah.
Craig said you were a hungry guy, and so I brought some food. I just thought, you know, it'd be a good thing to do for Jesus.
It was
Yeah.
it was as much to feed you as it was to make John hungry and like jealous.
What?
Yes. Of course.
Whatever. Can we get into the food, please?
Yeah, Jesus, go ahead and
Okay,
try some
so
stuff
I've
here.
told Craig before that I don't like blue cheese.
That one's ranch.
This
that
one's
one's
ranch.
ranch.
So I was gonna love that
No,
one.
you have to do the blue cheese last
So
Why? Why last?
because you got to build up to it.
can you tell us a little bit about him before Jesus?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about
before
him.
he destroys
yeah,
it.
before I go like this, because I don't have self control.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of a glutton for punishment. My family owned a restaurant growing up, and we made fresh salad dressings and dips here in Southeast Idaho. And my dad sold the business years ago, and we don't know what happened with the people that purchased the business. They just kind of quit making stuff. So we brought fresh salad dressings and dips back, you know, to our area. We have buttermilk ranch dressing, buttermilk blue cheese, and then strawberry yogurt fruit dip. So, and it's,
I'm not looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to these ones, but
I'll tell you what, it's surprising. There is like cult-like following for this kind of stuff. We oftentimes play moderator between people because we get people like literally getting in arguments and fights over ranch dressing and what to put it on. And so
Yes.
we love our
Welcome to
customers.
Idaho.
They're passionate people, man. So, yeah.
So do you guys manufacture everything here too, or
Rigby. So our business is in Rigby right now, but we sell in grocery stores. So we're in Winco, Idaho Falls, and Pocatello, and then Albertsons from Rexburg to Idaho Falls, clear to Pocatello, and we deliver, you know, to other stores all throughout the area as well. So we're kind of mainly isolated here in Southeast Idaho, but just a little something to keep me preoccupied when I'm not doing cop stuff.
yeah.
So
What is actually in blue cheese? Is it?
Blue cheese.
Is just a type of cheese,
Yeah.
like a cheese.
Yeah, blue cheese is basically like a rotten type of. I don't even know what the base is like before it becomes blue cheese, but I mean it's a cheese, and the blue part of it is mold.
Is the mold part?
Yeah,
And then
but all cheese is kind of moldy, really.
it's from cows or goat. It's cows.
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 Yeah,
Cows.
the stuff that we use, cow.
I think you can make blue, like goat cheese blue, but I don't know. Actually, I've had different types of goat cheese, but I don't know if they do the blue.
Because
kind.
the last time I tried blue cheese, I was close to liking it, but
yeah.
really close.
You're gonna make the jump today.
You think so?
Yeah,
But shouldn't it be like
Absolutely.
on like hot wings or something? Because
sure,
Oh, yeah.
that's cool too.
It's
Blue
killer.
cheese is great with carrots.
it's the vegetables that
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you don't
you
like
want-
carrots. That's right.
No, carrots I actually like this. But
Did you expect him to
he's
bring a,
he's
like
humoring
a
you, Ryan. He doesn't like
patch of-
vegetables at all.
no, I
Period.
hate vegetables.
Well, we got the fruit for you.
Yeah,
You're good.
you can try that with the strawberry yogurt dip.
No, I'll try the carrot.
Don't try
Or
the
ranch.
fruit with the blue cheese because that would be a little weird.
So this
Actually, pineapple with blue cheese would probably be fine.
really.
Yeah,
Fruit and cheese actually pair.
yeah, that's
pretty
true.
well, but
He's
it's
bad
kinda
at trying
strong.
stuff too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
all he
this is
eats
gonna
is
be
chicken.
fun. This is gonna be fun.
Look at John,
The only thing he eats is chicken.
and you're like, there's
joke.
no way that this guy only eats chicken. Like, you,
so
you have
fucked
to
up.
imagine that he's always eating fucking burgers and bacon, especially.
Oh yeah, you'd think that's all
yeah,
he eats.
Yeah, but no, chicken.
Bacon.
That's it.
messed
We
up,
go to
man.
Mexican restaurants, and we're all eating like tacos and stuff like that. He orders chicken.
But see, the thing he says is that he'll only eat steak and meat and other types of meat that's not chicken if he has tortillas. But you go to a Mexican restaurant and they have tortillas.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like
But
you get
if they
one
have
piece
chicken
of
on the
meat,
menu,
dude. You
he
get
still
one piece of meat.
wants the chicken.
I really don't like Mexican restaurants, to be honest. I kind of hate Mexican food, to be honest.
God, what a weirdo.
But it's because like I eat it at home all the time, so I don't want to eat it somewhere else. Especially if you go to, like a restaurant, it's usually shitty. It's not pretty good. Like the times that I've had pretty good Mexican food is like when we went to Vegas to that one Mexican restaurant
Where you got the chicken?
Yeah, and then the other place when we went to SEMA, the Mexican marisco place.
Where you
That's
got chicken as
basically-
well.
No, he got mariscos that time, but
Did he?
Yeah,
But he got the chicken of
but
the
he
sea,
wanted the chicken.
yeah.
which is
Tuna?
yeah,
Is it tuna?
I think so.
Is that the Sea's chicken?
Yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah. That's the motto of like some tuna company.
Yeah.
But
Chicken of
yeah,
the sea.
that's kind of the backstory. I don't know. I don't like steak either. Like it's kind of
It's like when they say try this, it like tastes like chicken. I'll just have
John,
chicken.
you're wrong. You're just wrong.
I'm gonna have to agree.
yeah. You don't like steak either.
No,
no. What's wrong with you?
I'm agreeing that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
That's why me not liking blue cheese isn't that weird because it's like I mean
John
that's
was,
fine.
He was so happy that Ryan might have agreed with him.
No, no chance.
Hey, I'm just
As
here
you
to
would
crush
try.
dreams. So
it's okay. I mean,
Was that your nickname?
the Dream Crusher.
Yeah.
I've
It should be.
been called that a time or two.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Jesus, get into these dips here.
Okay, hold on.
okay.
Well,
Do you guys make more dips, or is this just
So
three?
these are the only three.
These
Yeah.
are your top sellers.
Yeah, so these are the only three we're producing right now. I mean, in the future, we'll maybe come up with more. So it's actually a partnership. My stepbrother and his wife partnered up with my wife and I to do this, and my wife does actually quite a bit of the stuff. So yeah, it's I don't know. I hope you like it.
This one's really good.
Yeah, that ranch is legit. Like everybody loves that ranch.
Yeah, it's great.
When we launched, it was actually kind of comical because a lot of people were sending us videos of them consuming this. And it is a little bit disturbing on watching how some people consume it. You know,
Did you have anybody like orgasming?
oh, we had like
that'd be awesome.
people just shoving their fingers in the tub and just like
eating it straight.
Yeah, and then like especially with the strawberry yogurt fruit dip that we have, man, we had like people that dumped it out on the counter and they're like, "Oh, I can't waste it," and so they're licking it off the counter. I'm like, "What? Oh, that ain't
They
right,
were
man."
sending you these videos. That is awesome.
But they're like, "Hey, this is how much we love this product."
Do you have a social media page?
We do.
And did you post those videos?
We didn't post those videos because obviously,
You have to.
we posted some. The ones that we did post, we contacted the individuals and said,
yeah,
"Hey,
you got permission.
Is it okay if we share this stuff?" But yeah, we have a few of those, and it's pretty comical. The kids shoving the container in their face.
I do, yes. That
So-
could be like a way for you guys to do some viral content. Is like set up a TikTok account where all you do is just repost videos of people doing weird crap with the food you send them.
Well, and that's originally is kind of funny because a lot of the people that were asking, "Hey, how's it going?" I would show them the video, and then I would tell them it's that good. Like, so that was kind of my gimmick for a little bit for it. Like, it's really that good. So
There's like a little mosquito that wanted to get in on the ranch action or whatever this one is.
So how was that one, Jesus? You didn't give us like a rundown. I thought you were going to give us
On the ranch?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Like it's got the perfect amount of salty taste, and then it's smooth and buttery. It's really good.
So our whole thing that separates us from a lot of people like, what's so special about ranch? Why would I be excited? Or what, about your dressings or dips? We don't do the preservative stuff in it. So all this actually has a shorter shelf life. We're about 3 weeks on our shelf life for it. But, I mean, the taste, you compare that to, some of the other bottled ones that have the preservatives, it's just
It's not even close. Yeah.
There's like something like they taste bland. Like they need that salt, like that little salty taste.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Well, let me just try this one.
You're going to try that with the carrot?
Huh?
Yeah, don't eat that with the
No.
carrot, bro.
What are you doing?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's a strawberry yogurt dip.
Maybe it'll taste good. Should I try it?
What? You do what you want to do.
So which one would you recommend then? Since I don't
Any
know
of
how
that.
to eat.
What do you like, watermelon?
Yeah, I like watermelon.
He likes the watermelon.
Okay.
I mean, they're all good. Seriously, it's hard to go wrong with either of those.
Yeah, it's really good too. I'm not gonna like that one though.
You're going to like it.
I don't think so.
I do.
What
I
we
do think so.
It's going to be a tough follow-up, though,
Yeah.
after having that. Now going back to this, that's going to mess
Yeah,
with your
John
taste
needs to
buds.
That's why I
you-
wanted to do that one first.
John needs to get you like a beer or something so you
watermelon
can
was
chase
good.
that
It was
down.
really water.
Do you want to drink, Jesus?
Huh?
He
Do you want
does.
to drink?
Yeah, I'm gonna want one eventually.
All right, this is on you. So
What's
Taco.
the palate cleanser? Is it
Ginger?
Ginger. That's right.
Yeah.
What about some ginger?
Supposedly, I don't know that that's actually true.
I don't think it is.
Do you eat sushi a lot?
Yeah, actually, more than I used to.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't eat a lot, but when I get the opportunity. So I was out of town this summer doing a lot of different training, traveling around, and my wife wasn't there. My wife does not enjoy sushi at all. So I'd call her and be like, hey, I'm heading to go get some sushi tonight. And so that's, I pound the sushi when I'm out of town and have that opportunity.
Hastings sushi is surprisingly good.
Hastings?
Hastings. Ah, fuck. I always say that. Brolum's.
Oh.
I always think.
like, what?
Yeah, Brolum's. Sorry. Hastings is the video. It used to be a video.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always get those. Brolum's. Brolum's has some surprisingly good sushi.
Have you been to the Brolum's in Idaho Falls?
I haven't.
It's legit.
Really?
Yes. It's really nice.
No, it's good.
Like the one off of Hit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're all fairly
it's-
similar. If you've been to the one in Rigby, it's.
Yeah, but the one, so like we grew up with one in St. Anthony.
Oh, that's a little iffy.
It needed some updating. I don't know if it's been updated since. I haven't been back in a long time, but
I've been in. It's still older, but
Yeah.
it's not bad.
so
want more of that, though.
so the one in Idaho Falls is like really nice.
Not as nice
Surprisingly.
as the one in Roxburgh, though. The one in Roxburgh is like
No, the one here is way better.
The Idaho
No
Falls one's.
chance.
The upstairs though, the last time I went was pretty dirty.
Really?
Like where you sit down to eat.
Oh.
'Cause
Yeah,
usually
I haven't experienced
it's always because it's always very clean.
there's
Yeah, this time-
upstairs.
Yeah, there's an upstairs where you can go buy your food and then go upstairs and
John
eat.
doesn't go upstairs.
I didn't know we had an upstairs. That's why I said the one in Roxburgh was more like it was cool.
I know you won't like this because it's not chicken, but you can go get like cuts of beef and give them to the people and they'll cook it for you, right?
Man,
At least they used to. I don't know.
Damn.
Okay, let's get this over with. You know what I think,
Dude, it's
blue
going to be
cheese-
good.
No,
You're going to like it.
maybe, but you know what I think blue cheese tastes like? Like paint smells.
Oh, okay, come on, dude.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
So that's the conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just going to say the conversation we have most about the blue cheese is you either like it or you don't because it's such a strong, unique flavor,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of people are like, I just can't do
Make
it.
sure I get some in there. 'Cause
But that's the thing with a lot of strong cheeses is they don't smell good. Like the cheese that they always bring back from Guatemala, it smells like feet. It reeks.
No,
it
see,
does not smell
that
good.
doesn't bug
but
me.
it tastes amazing.
that doesn't bug me. But
All right, here you go. Here you go. Moment of truth.
Hold on.
Do it.
Do not double dip, dude.
Double dip. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to.
Just double dip. Just for John.
Don't double dip.
Just for his sake.
That's not bad.
Double dip.
No, I'm good.
Do it.
I'm good.
Come on.
I can do it right here. Yeah, that wasn't
I
bad.
want to try that one for sure.
Hold on. I just don't want to make a mess.
John's over there. Just
do it.
His mouth is watering.
We want to see you licking it off the counter. We'll put you in our video.
That's really good.
He acts like he didn't hear you. Put some on the counter, man.
He will. He'll totally lick it off the counter.
It'll just get weird if you start
Sounds-
like snorting it.
John's not above any of that.
But see, that doesn't have that taste of what paint smells like.
You'll get that like in the aftertaste probably.
Maybe because of the carrot. Right?
Maybe.
It hit it. Should I just do one where I just lick it off? Okay, let me try it again.
Lick it off the lid.
Don't.
No, I'm gonna lick it off the carrot. Oh shit. Yeah, see this was. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Did the cheese dock have anything to do with the blue cheese dip?
Give me a Phoenix.
Unfortunately, no. But
Cheese scientist, John.
Cheese dock sounds cool though.
I would love to
What's the difference?
team up with Tyler and come up with some new ideas.
What's the difference between a doctor and a scientist?
Well, the cheese dock sounds badass.
The PhD of
He could
cheese.
have a PhD in cheeses.
A doctorate.
I think it's awesome that John's not going to get to try any of this.
That's really good. What the fuck?
I told you you were going to like it.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna have to try it more often.
There you go.
But
It's not going to be good everywhere.
No, I know that's the thing though.
You got to keep that in mind. Not everywhere has good blue cheese.
Do you guys make Caesar dressing?
We haven't ventured out so beyond these three. I mean, these three are staples. We're fairly new. We started. It'd be late last fall is when we really started. We didn't hit stores until early, this spring. So it's been a little bit of an adventure, but it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
You guys are selling them at the farmers markets too, right?
We used to. That's actually kind of where we got going. Is the farmers market, just getting it out there. I mean, the first farmers market we did in Rexburg was insane, man.
Yeah.
It was insane. We had people lined up out the gates and just waiting to get our
Because
stuff.
they already knew about the.
They knew what it was.
They knew what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. So Granny's is not the name that it used to be, but because they sold it, they can't reuse that name. And so the name, everybody that knows it by that name, now that they're like, oh, I can get this again? Yeah, they're all over it.
It's like Miss Powell's cookies, but they're not
Yes.
your mom's.
Yes. It's a lot like that.
But because I would go in thinking they're your mom's cookies because they're delicious,
They are delicious.
and then they'd not be delicious.
No, Mrs.
They'd be
Powell's
like-
makes good stuff, but
Are you related to her?
I don't know, probably.
I'd probably call you, hey Craig, these people's cookies suck.
There are a lot of Powells around
Call your
here,
mom.
so it's possible.
Because you had his mom's cookies before, right?
Like the actual.
No,
I don't know how to answer this.
Yes, you've had my mom's cookies before.
Wait, so you guys been homies from back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we went to school together.
do you guys call each other homies?
Not homies.
Of course.
No.
Oh, okay. There's one of you's lying.
Well,
No, we didn't call each other homies.
I mean,
So why'd you say yes?
like friends.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't because of John.
John.
It's because of John.
Get some.
No,
Why not?
he's got to monitor the thing.
Listen here.
He'll be fine.
No,
How did you
let him wait.
How'd you? Was he like this his whole life? Did you have to
We
hang out
asked
with
him. We asked him last time.
Yeah, but I need to know again.
yeah,
Well, go listen to it.
What made you want to be his friend?
Did you just trip into that friendship?
There's only 3,000 people in the whole
I was
town.
gonna
like,
say it was like it
there's
was
slim
a-
pickings.
that's kind of thing. Like, honestly, in St. Anthony, growing up in a small town, for those of you that are from like larger areas, it seems like everybody's almost friends just because it's like Craig said, it's so small that you just kind of get to know everyone
You have to be.
It was a petty friendship.
and you chill with everyone.
No, we hung out. We hung out regularly.
Yeah, because where I used to live was a small town. It's a little bit bigger than Yukon, but yeah, we all knew each other. Especially if we were all in the same grade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were always going to end up at the same parties or the same places, and it was just always the group. And Craig and I, yeah, back in the day, we have fun. We did some band stuff together.
Did he invite you to his birthday party?
I don't know if I ever went to a
It's messed up, dude.
Craig birthday
I
party.
didn't do that. That was my
He didn't
wife.
invite me either, just so you know, and he's my
Oh, of
uncle.
course not. Yeah, that was my wife. She put that together. It was a surprise. I didn't know.
It was a fun party.
You went?
Of course.
You told me you didn't.
Yeah, that was just so you wouldn't feel bad.
Oh, that's
But now that we're on the
messed up.
podcast, we don't care about your feelings anymore.
So messed up.
Yeah. Once we're done, we do.
Yeah.
We actually do care about them sometimes.
Thanks.
We'll save you some.
All right, thanks.
My son actually enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like
Then you went too?
kids were.
of course.
It was a kids' party, dude.
Oh.
Because there were kids his age and
Are you talking about? I think we're talking about different things now.
no,
I swear,
you're
if you have a
40th
housewarming
birthday
party
party?
and
Huh?
you don't invite me, that's
Not your
messed up,
40th.
dude.
no your daughters.
Yeah, he was talking about my 40th birthday party.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
That's what he was talking about.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah,
okay.
if he doesn't invite me to the housewarming party,
No.
that's messed up, bro.
Why would I invite you to the housewarming party?
Because you said you were.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Now
My
it's
house
gonna
is
be-
warm
see.
already.
You're back on the list now.
Yeah, we've been there for a couple months.
Yeah, you can't have a housewarming party after like a year.
No weekend since we've moved in has been like a good weekend to try to do a party like that.
This weekend?
No.
Okay.
It's a holiday weekend.
As long
Are
as
you
long
gonna
as
try
we're
this
there.
or not?
Yeah.
No,
but
no,
After,
make him
after,
wait.
after, we're good.
Yeah, make him wait. But try some more, Jesus. Keep eating.
Just try the cottage cheese one again.
No, I'm gonna finish all of it.
Cottage cheese?
You haven't eaten anything.
What is it?
Let's see
Blue
you eat
cheese.
some.
Oh.
Let's see you eat some. Make sure.
What's your
there's
favorite
no,
one,
like-
Ryan?
Is blue cheese like? Is there like more of a solid type of blue cheese, like crumbly? Because there's this
Yeah.
burger up there in.
Do you
Palm Valley.
have like chunks of blue cheese in that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, okay.
So back in the day, because when my family owned the restaurant, we made this. That was one of my jobs, was making all this stuff. And so back in the day, we would get the actual blue cheese wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about that like funky smell, when you crack one of those open, oh man.
Because they're all sealed up, right? When you get them, they're like airtight.
And there's like this juice in it that's this yellowish color, and it smells like dead bodies. Like it is horrible. It is horrible.
It's just like, I'm done. I'm never
No.
doing this again.
No, because I tasted it. It's fine.
It's great, right?
Yeah, the smell doesn't bug me.
Hey, we used to have fun with that stuff though. So Kyle, so another good friend of ours, he worked with us at the restaurant, and one of the things that we used to do to entertain ourselves was see who could drink the nastiest
Oh,
stuff.
that's gross.
So I poured some of that juice in a cup, and Kyle drank the juice.
I can see why you guys were all friends now.
Oh, we did such weird stuff.
Nothing to do in the
That's
town.
that's like normal.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that even to. Oh man,
You wouldn't drink the blue cheese juice?
I don't think I would be that bored to be like. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
when you're
today.
kids, you do dumb shit. Because we used to do stuff with like our friends where we'd get something, put it like just random shit. I'm surprised we didn't fucking poison ourselves. Because I've put dish soap. I had a kid drink dish soap, and then like
I suddenly understand the Tide Pod challenge.
yeah, but we were 7, like
Okay,
7 and
that's
8.
different. That's different.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised like none of us died because we were looking for shit to pour into this thing to make the other person get grossed out.
We did weird shit until we were adults. Like,
that's-
this didn't end
yeah,
this
probably
didn't end at
still.
like 10. This ended at like 20.
But like I wasn't dumb though because I never drank any of the stuff that was like that. I only drank the stuff that they put like tapatio.
Oh,
Mixed
you were
with.
the instigator.
No, not necessarily. I just didn't I didn't drink the dumb ones. I
like I wasn't that dumb.
like the dish soap and
So
and
even
the-
if they threw like $100 down on the table and said $100 if you drink that,
no
no,
not anymore.
He offered
man.
a lot of money to let
Not anymore, he says.
Yeah, not anymore.
We're not
Back in the day,
talking
maybe.
right now. We're talking like 15.
yeah.
At 15, I probably would have.
I would have for $100.
Yeah.
Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just as long as it wasn't bugs. That's where there's
Oh,
a line.
man.
That's where I draw the line. Bugs, no bugs.
Kyle was a champ,
Or-
dude. He ate a June bug
Yeah.
Oh man,
for like $5.
Even the
$5.
so you know those
I think I
ants.
still owe him those $5.
Probably.
Oh, he still owes us $5. By the way,
I owe you.
That's
guys-
right.
He does.
You do owe us $5
owes us
from the
dude,
live.
You guys were giving me shit because it was all knife designers yesterday, and now I'm officially a knife designer. I can't believe I won.
anyway, who cares?
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. So so you know those ants that people eat the tail off of because I guess it tastes like lemon, like got an acidic flavor to it.
I've never met someone that does that.
Mexicans do. It
I
all
don't
the
know
time.
which ant. I don't know which
Escamoles?
specific ant you're talking
those?
about.
Huh?
Escamoles?
I'm not sure what they are, but they're like actually really popular for.
But
that.
I saw. Yeah, I've seen people eat ants.
And see, that's probably the closest thing I'd tried. Like, I would go to trying a bug or something, or like the crickets that they dip in chocolate. but
I mean, you dip it in chocolate. Whatever. I'll
Have you
eat
eaten grasshoppers?
I'll eat a cricket.
Grasshoppers
covered
are
in
pretty
chocolate.
good.
You almost
Not
said
any
anything.
Grasshoppers, but
I almost said anything, but I
that would've
needed
been
to
a fun
correct that.
experiment for Doc Craig over here.
are we doing another no swearing competition?
No.
So I
Nah.
can get my $5 back.
No.
Okay.
It's funny because I opened my Google and the first thing that popped up was food. So he's gonna think,
Of course.
what?
Of course, that's gonna pop up. We've been competing since we're married men now to whatever we bring to lunch every day.
Oh, dude, I'm losing because it's just sandwiches, and him is just chicken.
Is she making food for you?
Yeah.
Man, I need to talk to my wife
Wait, your wife doesn't make you food?
sometimes.
What's sometimes?
I don't know, a couple times a week.
Does your wife make you food?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, she's a good cook.
Well, last night wasn't going to happen. We were at the hospital for a while. A friend of ours had crashed,
Really?
messed up his arm.
Oh shit.
Bad.
Do I know
Multiple, yeah, Maria and Rule. Yeah. He crashed his truck yesterday. The ones from Twin Falls?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Crashed his truck
Aren't they your
yesterday.
compadres?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it rolled onto he was driver's side, it rolled onto that side. I think he probably went to brace himself and fractured his hand. He was in surgery a lot longer than they said he was going to be.
Damn. Maybe we should segue into some like accident stories because I'm sure you have.
Dude,
Yes.
do you get insights, like cop insights in like the area? What was going on in the street over? There was
Oh, that's true.
There
That's
was like
true.
15 FBI cars.
Wait, hold
outside.
on. He's smiling because you know, right?
No,
You don't know?
No, it's because of the way he
know.
asked that question. I guarantee it.
But it's awesome, yeah.
It's
Because
awesome that you know.
Hey,
No,
I imagine the
the
FBI
way you
guys
asked
were
the
like, "Hey,
question.
let's call Ryan.
I
Tell
get
him-
that
let him
so
know.
much.
He's gonna
Like,
be on a podcast today."
Well, just because
Hey, you're a cop. You know everything that happens with
Well,
cops.
you guys have the
right?
scanners. That's why.
my family does that all the time. They're like, "Hey, I'm over here in Vegas, and do you know what's going on?"
Yeah, let me call.
I have no idea.
But there's a number to call, right? Though to get information if you want it.
I mean, there are
Okay,
certain privileges.
So
that
we're not
we
too
have.
far off.
Can you ask? Yeah, there was 15, like literally 15 SUVs parked outside.
Oh, so let me ask you that. I got a question for you. So, what's the right move? So I turned into the road, and they were just standing there with guns and stuff, and like I didn't know whether to turn around or to keep going. So I just kept going, but like I drove right next to one of them, and he kind of just stared at me. But
Well,
what's the right move?
If you do like everyone else does, you just roll down your window and be like, "Oh, can I drive through here?" That's not the right move, though.
No,
Don't do that.
No, I didn't do
That's,
that. 'cause I didn't-
that's like the most annoying thing for us. Well, you'll have the road completely barricaded off, and you could put up neon signs that say, "No entry, do not drive through here," and people pull up and be like, "Oh, I need to get through there."
Really?
We're like, "What?"
No, because the road was open. It wasn't like blocked off or anything. It was like there was room. So that's why I was like,
Yeah.
maybe they left room so it's okay. And
I would,
just passed.
I would assume that
I did wave at him.
the
It was
best
weird.
course of
I was
action
like-
is to turn around and drive off really fast.
Yeah, you should.
I should have done
booked
that.
it in front of them.
If you can squeal the tires, if you can drift a little bit, even better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not retired.
I highly recommend that.
Ryan's like, yes, I will chase you.
Craig will be calling me
No,
like,
of
"Hey,
course.
do you know where Jesus is?"
Would any of them shoot my tires out
No,
as soon as they turned around?
That
No?
is such a myth.
that is a myth.
Really? They
Yeah.
just shoot me?
No, probably
mean,
not from a moving vehicle.
It depends on what you were doing. If you're trying to run them over, yeah, there's probably a good chance they're going to shoot you. But if you're just speeding by, I mean, worst case scenario, they'll probably get your
No.
plate number.
If I do the move where I like do a cookie to get turned around and then like speed off, I still won't.
I doubt that.
Probably not.
Very much.
Typically, if we're standing outside our cars in a guard position with our guns out, and you're out there doing traffic violation, we don't even care about that at that point because there's obviously
Something bigger.
bigger fish to fry at that moment.
really,
Because I know somebody that got pulled over, didn't have a driver's license, and like there was I think 5 cop cars that pulled him over, and they let him go because they had the wrong car.
Oh,
But it looked like it was something serious because there was like 4 of them, and like one of them or 2 of them were unmarked cars. So.
I've gotten pulled over where the cop has like right behind me, and then he just speeds off. So I'm like, what do I do? Like,
no, you
Speed off after him.
anyway,
Wait, you forgot something. Forgot to give
You
me
have a police escort. Just follow him.
So driving through was okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they're telling you to stop, typically if we're going to cordon off a road or whatever, you're going to have someone out there directing traffic, telling people, hey, stop, turn around. But if no one is, yeah, you can typically, if the road's open.
From what it looked like, this is just all based off of just what I saw. It looked like they probably already did what they were going to do.
Oh.
And they were just kind of standing around, and like there was somebody with a FBI. I don't know if it said FBI or something. It had letters.
Yeah, because I drove by, they all said FBI in the back of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like they were walking back and forth.
Does it mean drugs, or does it mean someone died or got killed?
FBI is probably not drugs.
I mean, it's kind of weird because FBI actually, they're considered the chief police agency. So they're, the top dogs as far as police go. And the stuff that they typically deal with, if it's small crime, drug type stuff, that's going to be more like DEA.
We have a DEA here?
Yeah. I mean, well, so
why are you nervous?
I didn't
about
know we
that,
had an
John?
FBI until a few hours ago. It's like something they plaster over the news, like
John,
the Bonneville County.
do you know what FBI stands for?
I don't.
Oh God, are you serious?
just take a guess.
Just guess.
Just a guess.
Okay, yeah, I do know what it means. The Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Okay, so
he tripped on to the finish line on that.
so it's a federal bureau.
Yeah, but what I meant is I didn't know we
that-
had one here in town, like a station or like.
There's not
division.
necessarily a station here, but
No?
since they're the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they might be just anywhere inside the country. You know what I mean? Like, because it's federal.
I have another question for Ryan.
God damn it.
Has he ever talked to you like that?
You should sock him next
Like
time.
looking down at you and then like in a demeaning voice.
Have I?
He has. I just brought back memories.
Have I?
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah,
there
look
are
at
some-
him.
But the thing that's funny is this.
He was wrong.
No.
Oh.
It's always reciprocated. Because once again, growing up in a small town, you're friends, and then you squab over something stupid, and then you're friends again. And so,
And then you get each other back.
I mean, that's everyone, though.
Oh, but did you do that to him?
Except,
then?
but John
Oh,
never.
absolutely.
I never do
but
that
John.
to him. I never do that to him. And he does it to
I
me
never
all the time.
talk back to him either.
And he's always, the funny thing is he's wrong like 50% of the time.
No.
55.
It's way less
We've
than that.
fact checked him.
It's
all.
way more than 50.
Yeah.
No. It's
Maybe
way less
not
than
way
that.
more, but at least 50.
That's way less than that.
See? He's wrong right now.
Yeah, Jesus is his closest to best friend there is here, and he's saying that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
No offense, Craig.
Look at him, and look at the things that he says.
Yeah, but I'm not mean to you.
No, he's just dumb about him. He's not like a liar.
No, but it's just he says
Thanks,
things
Jesus.
that like
You're welcome. I got you.
Jesus.
you're the one that's been on this logic kick recently.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
that is true.
Okay then.
No, fair enough.
Okay, thank
I'll
you.
give you that one.
What if someone was like, "Holy shit, we have FBI listening to this, and now they know because of me"?
They're everywhere,
I would.
just like
Yeah,
Craig
they're
said.
federally.
So how do you apply to one of these? Like,
You're not gonna make it.
why not?
to like
They're one of
FBI
these
to like a
what?
federal.
Yeah,
I mean, they all have hiring process. You look through their.
but it's not that hard.
You have to be in law enforcement first, though, right?
Or no, that's what I'm asking. Is there like a ladder you have to climb up to be able to apply to these?
Have you ever applied to the FBI, Ryan?
I haven't. I actually have a buddy.
Could
though.
you like call the FBI guys and just find out
Hey, I
what
want
you
to be in
gotta
the
do?
FBI.
I think
Can
the
I get one of
number's
those
still
jackets?
the same. 911. Just call 911 and ask. Well, please don't do that.
It's like, hey man, this
Oh man.
crazy. You never know. I saw this TikTok earlier. There was like Hispanic comedian asking another Hispanic. He's like, "Hey, so what do you want to be when like as a career?" He's like, "I want to become a DEA agent." He's like, "Oh man," a bunch of Mexicans in the back. They're all pissed off at me, man. He's like, "What are you, Hispanic?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You forgot your roots, huh?" And everybody was like, "Oh man, so racist." Anyways, it was just funny.
Yeah.
All right,
Hilarious.
so Ryan, you recently moved from K9 into like being an SRO, right?
Yeah, so I moved divisions. I spent 12 years in patrol, doing K9 for 10 of that. And then, I moved over to what's called community policing. So now I'm in a school. I'm in the junior high school in our town. And it's actually a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. The interaction, with kids and all that, and the kids still somewhat like you at that point. Like, and for me, that's actually been one of the coolest things is going to work and people actually like you versus for the last, 12 years you go to work and most of the people you're dealing with don't like you.
They're probably easier to like arrest too. Like what?
So fucked up. That is really funny. And then he gets mad at the shit I say.
What? Tell me I'm wrong. They're probably
Like
easier to arrest.
physically?
Yes.
Hey, I'll tell you, you would be surprised. Most of the kids in my school, I'd say 3/4 of them, and that's
squirmy?
not hard for me, but they're bigger than me in the
Really?
junior high.
What?
I'm not even joking.
My
man.
brother is bigger than me. He's taller than me, and he's still in high school. Like, he's fucking...
Okay.
Kids are gigantic now.
What's junior high? 8th, 9th?
It depends on the school, but a lot of times it's 7th, 8th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, so that's what ours is. We're 7th, 8th, and 9th. We've got the 3 years in there. So technically, most freshman age kids, we still have those, and those are typically our bigger kids. But yeah, we have some kids even younger than that tower over me. They're big kids. So.
But you don't do like the DARE program. Is that someone else that does that?
They stopped that, didn't they?
No. So that was part of the training that I was out of town for this summer. I went to, they call it DOT, DARE officer training. And yeah, I went and got certified as a DARE officer. So I once a week go over to the elementary schools and teach DARE. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there about the DARE program. And it was actually really interesting to go through the program and see what they're teaching after hearing a lot of the concerns and misconceptions that people have regarding the program and finding out some of the history, like some of the misconceptions that are out there were validated early on in the program, but have long since been repaired, but the rumors still exist. Yeah, they're still circulating.
Did you take it when you were...
I did, yeah.
Because I remember taking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drugs are a really enjoyable program. That's what it...
That was not the program I went to.
What was it? What does it stand for? Drugs and...
I don't know.
Education. Drugs and something education. Drugs and reefer education.
The old school, I don't even
I don't
remember.
know. I don't know what it ever stood for. I just know that it was DARE to keep kids off drugs when I was going through
Yeah,
it.
no, it was drugs and... I can't remember what the R stood for, but the other one was education.
What does it stand for?
Oh, damn it. But I thought it was a all right program because the police officer that did ours was pretty cool. Like the stories he tells.
And now that you ask, it's funny because draw the complete blank now that I'm sitting there standing like thinking about the old school of when we had our officer going through with the DARE bear or whatever he had. And
his name was Officer Powell, by the way.
Your uncle?
Drug abuse
I don't know.
resistance education.
There
Drug
we go,
abuse
yeah.
resistance education.
So has it always been the same? Because that's what I remember it.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to think back because I swear that's what it was when you and I were going through it way back in the day.
Yeah.
And so now thinking about it, I'm like, oh, did it
Drug
change?
abuse resistance entertainment?
Yeah. That's what a lot.
Yeah.
But
Do they still take cars away from
Drug dealers?
drug dealers and put the DARE logo all over them?
I'm sure they can. That was a practice that was used. Any vehicle we seized, and if we had the opportunity to turn it into something positive or something useful for the community, then we would do that.
That's what the Border Patrol does. Yeah, when they seize vehicles, they use them for training, and they just drive them into the ground. They destroy those fucking things.
Yeah, it's been a long time, honestly,
Probably stop
since
eating.
we've
No,
seized
have
one.
at it.
Dude, I haven't brought it for you.
I mean, I would like some of that
They have the
strawberry.
carrots.
No.
Oh, you still haven't got any of that?
Yeah, I haven't tried the fruit one yet.
Sorry, man.
Oh, you haven't tried my favorite one yet?
Yeah, not yet. I thought your favorite one was the blue cheese.
Dude, I was surprised. I was surprised I liked it.
I wasn't.
Probably not my favorite, but
I was
It
not
wasn't
surprised that you liked it.
it's actually comparable to that ranch.
That's what, like I was telling you before, that's a lot of people's reaction. They're like, I don't like blue cheese. But then they try it and they're like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I could
But
actually
it's
do that.
way different than the other ones I've tried.
Right.
So.
Good? Yeah.
Okay, anyway, you were saying.
Do you want a tissue?
Hi. Nah, he's old school.
She's going to wipe it on his
Yeah,
pants.
he'll do it on his sock or something.
On a sock.
No.
or shirt or whatever's closest.
No, I just wiped it on my pants. It's just watermelon juice. It's not a big deal.
Good man.
Anyway, continue.
No,
Sorry.
so just made that transition over into the schools, and it's crazy. It's a lot crazier over there than what I thought it would be. It's kind of like a one-man show. Like, we have 1,300 students in our school, and there's only one of me, and my whole job is to just basically be there for anything that might cross over or be approaching that criminal realm, you know? And so, man, when things are going crazy with 1,300 individuals there and there's only one of you, your days go by pretty quick. I stay pretty busy, and unfortunately, you know, we see a lot on the mental illness side. I do a lot of just coaching with kids, where I sit down with them and talk with them and try and help them find better ways to work out problems and how to deal with problems, and actually not even view some of the things that they think is a problem as more of a education or a learning experience, and turn what they think is bad into something positive for them.
So, are there some of the problems that the kids see as problems today that you're like, oh, come on, is this really a problem? Or are you able to relate, I guess?
You know, that's actually a good question, because there is that side of you that a lot of the problems that these kids are tripping up on, you know, we as adults laugh and we're like, hey, that's not a big deal, and you shouldn't really be that concerned about it. But on the same hand, you think back to when you were a kid, and that was a huge deal. You know, these problems that they're having, maybe it's they got in a fight with a friend, and now life is just terrible, and trying to help them understand, yeah, you know, it's rough now, but you can work your way through this. Like, this is not something that you should completely alter your life over. And so, yeah, I don't know.
That's because problems are relative.
They are.
Because, like, if you've never gone through this huge problem, like, this is the biggest problem you've gone through. This is, like, the biggest problem I've ever had.
Yeah.
So, like, to be fair to them, like,
Yeah. No, and that's why I asked that question. Like, for a long time, I would think, oh man, like, because there's all this anti-bullying stuff now, and it's like you can't say a negative word about kids anymore, or you're bullying them and stuff like that. And it's like, and for a while I was like, man, that's so stupid. Like, kids should have some resistance, you know, they should have some of that. But then they don't live in the same world. No. Like, when I went to school, if I got bullied at school, I'd go home and forget about it until the next day, or until the next time I saw that asshole that was talking shit, right?
Yeah.
But you can't do that now.
No, it's
you
all
go
over
home,
social media.
and that kid's on your Instagram, and he's on your TikTok, and he's here. And so if he's bullying you at school, he's bullying you on the internet
Everywhere.
too. And then it's like, you can't escape it.
Right.
So kids that have problems with bullying, man, that's fucking hard today.
Yeah, plus a lot of the times you'll get this where they're like, I had those problems when I was a kid, and look at me, I'm fine. But you're not fine, man. You're a fucking mess.
It's like, yeah, like, are you fine?
Yeah, you're not fine. Like, you say you're fine, but you're not. Like, you, like, mistreat your kids, or you mistreat your spouse or your parents or whatever. And it's like, you're not fine. You think you are, but you're not. So, like, maybe you did need, like, some counseling or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I don't know, like, our role over there more than anything. And that's where a lot of people get it confused. Like, why do we need cops in schools? We don't need a cop running around beating up on our kids. That is not our job over there, really. Our job is just intervention. Obviously, if there's safety concerns or whatever, or criminal concerns, intervene before things get really bad for those kids, and try and redirect them on something else. But also, like, you know, like you're saying, with the not being able to escape some of the problems nowadays, because that wasn't a thing for us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have that. And so you see the level and the intensity that these kids are being hammered with, you know, on, and I'm not one who believes that every time someone does something mean, it's bullying or whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't buy into that. I do believe that, you know, to a certain level, you got to buck up, you got to man up, and But how do you teach that to a kid and not cross the line? Like, and that's the hard part of being a cop and trying to do what's best for the individual. Because like you said, everything's individualized, right?
Yeah.
Like what's a big deal to me isn't going to be a big deal to Craig because of our life experiences or whatever we dealt with. And so having that perspective and understanding that the people you deal with, and this isn't just kids, like that's copping in general.
Yeah,
everyone I talk to, like even out on the road or whatever.
I like that you call it copping instead of policing. That's awesome.
Yeah. Shoot.
I'm going to start calling it copping now.
Don't call it that, please.
Why? Why?
It's like, well, never mind. Okay.
You don't like it, John?
No,
I'm definitely going to say it then.
I don't mind it.
Okay. We got you a new word.
Yeah.
But yeah, just understanding that, that's the reality, is that those perspectives do exist. And most of the cops that people don't like, and that, everyone would say, yeah, he's kind of a dink or whatever, they're those guys who just can't see the other perspectives. They don't see those other angles. They only see theirs.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard for them to be able to relate to others. And so, yeah, that's a hard thing, is staying dynamic in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you've been, sorry, go ahead.
Do you think Craig would be one of those types of cops?
Yes.
I think actually knowing Craig like I do,
Oh, shit.
Craig could very easily step in and be a cop.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
jeez.
I agree with you.
Don't say that.
He
Please.
could very easily do that.
Don't. Yeah, maybe you should. Go
The
Pete.
caricature of Craig, no. But the Craig we know, yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Do they have...
He does know.
Oh, you were going to ask something. Go ahead.
So how long have you been at the school?
So I started last January.
Okay, so you got like a year and a half.
So I finished, I only did half a year. And so as far as things go, I'm pretty fresh in the schools.
Okay.
So yeah, I only went in from January, finished out until the summer vacation hit.
So are you like full-time at the school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
How much of your day is like boring? Or is it?
No, see, and that's the thing, man.
Do you watch TikToks?
Dude, I don't. No. I'm not a firm believer in TikTok. Like I don't like that. But anyway, I won't tangent on that.
It's great. We'll have to get you into it.
So
No, it's really bad.
My day, I thought more like you. I'm like, man, I'm going to get bored there. And I'm not known as the type of person, if you put me in an
To just
environment
sit
and ask
around?
me to sit still, dude, I'm going to self-destruct because I just don't do well in that. Like, I got to be busy. And so went over to the schools, and man, I'm busier in the school than I was out on the road. And a lot of it's, like I said, because I now have 1,300 students and all the school administration that rely on me to take care of issues and things. And so there's always something to be doing. I pitch in and help out the schools where I can. They offer a guitar class, and there's only one teacher for it. Well, if he's sick, you have a classroom full of kids. So for me, I'm like, this is a great opportunity for me to jump in and get to know some of these kids and interact with them. And so impart some of my basic knowledge, to them. And so.
It'd be funny if he had never held a guitar before, but he steps in as a substitute anyway.
Oh, man.
Do you ever act like the Key and Peele skit, the substitute teacher?
Balake.
Yes.
No.
That's their best skit by far.
No, they got some good ones.
The alien one's pretty good too.
No, they got some other ones that are pretty good.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I got to be careful
Right.
over there, with the kids. But no, it's a lot of fun. For me, I guess my goal in it all is I try to be the cop that I wish I had in my school. Like the one that you could go to and tell them a problem and not have them freak out and melt down and, overreact.
Like try to arrest you.
Yeah. Like we do, we have kids. With that many kids, you're going to have ones that struggle with all sorts of different things, right? Mm. And so I would rather the kid that's struggling with it feel comfortable coming up saying, hey, I got this bad habit. I want to kick it. Like, help. I need help because I'm struggling. I feel like it's messing me up. All right, cool, man. I'm going to focus on helping you rather than focus on just
The
throwing
illegal
the
part of
cuffs
it.
on you. Yeah, I mean it's a different perspective, right? Going from the road, because when we're on the road, like your general patrol, our mission is to go out and detect crime in the city and prevent it and apprehend those that are committing it. So we're a hunting party, essentially, that goes out there. It doesn't mean that, we're trying to drum up work by any means, but we're looking and we're just staying vigilant. But you go to the school and now the perspective is changed just a little bit. You're not so much hunting, but you focus a little more on the prevention.
You're more like trapping
Traffic.
because you let them fall into it, not necessarily.
No, I'm pretty sure that's
No?
illegal.
Yeah.
That's entrapment is not a thing. That's not a thing.
No,
that cops are allowed to do.
I'm talking about like a trapper
get where
like
he's
Scott, like Scott, like
yeah,
a
no,
Scott
I
trapping.
got you.
not-
I got you.
Yeah, so
not bad.
but I don't know. Like honestly, it's a fun job because you can be a little more creative in that, and not focus so much on the negative and show people.
So do you guys get a lot of leeway, like where you can choose what steps you take, or is it you have to go kind of by the book, and every once in a while you get some leeway?
So that's a tough question to answer because there are limitations on what we are allowed to do depending on the circumstance, right? So we even out on the road, we have discretion to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, like if someone has done something that's so egregious and you're just like, oh, it's okay, man. Just, you ran over that person,
You don't
but
get in trouble.
yeah, you're okay. Just drive home. Just be safer from now on. Yeah. Oh man, that's not doing our job, right?
Yeah, you can't really excuse manslaughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really depends on what the circumstance is. But yeah, I would say there's a little more leeway for us, especially with kids, because the goal is this: don't necessarily look to throw kids in jail.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not our purpose. That's not our intent. But better is find a way to fix what's going on with this kid's life that's driving him to, steal things out of other people. Is he stealing their lunches because he's truly hungry? Like, okay, if that's the problem, man, I got a solution for you.
Yeah.
And we can step in and work with the school, or heck, even pay for the kids' lunch. Say, look, dude, don't steal people's stuff. I'll buy your lunch. But just stuff like that. So
That's cool.
we have some discretion that we can do there. We don't. I've never had it mandated where the department's held a meeting and said, look, you guys, when you detect a crime, you have to arrest them.
You got to crack down on these kids.
Right.
Yeah.
They've always just said, go out, use your best discretion, find ways to improve our community and make it safer. And so, some cops are more creative than others, and sometimes we go a little too far and have to be reined back in. But
What's the most common? What would you say is like the biggest legal issue with kids that you're dealing with at that age?
Weed problem.
Vapes.
no, vapes is strong, dude.
Yeah.
That's illegal?
Vapes are super.
For kids,
yeah, it's
for
21.
Under
junior
18?
high kids,
Under 18.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 21 now, isn't it?
Yeah, so we got the tobacco
think it is,
laws,
yeah.
and the use of the electronics, them coming on scene. I mean that's just wreaking havoc in the schools, and it's such a crappy thing because, going back to when you're a kid, you don't really care about long-term effects. You just care about how you look in that moment.
Yeah, you're
right?
invincible at that age.
Yeah.
So like a lot of them, they find some status in, hey, check me out, I'm smoking a
Yeah,
vape.
he still thinks.
Yeah, he
You're
definitely
23,
has.
dude.
He definitely has that status.
Yeah.
But yeah, those things they're rough in our school. I would say the more disturbing side of things, because you always kind of expect that chemical dependence or that chemical addiction coming in. Like there's always, whether it be nicotine, alcohol, or illegal drugs, those have always kind of been present. But what we're seeing a huge rise in nowadays is the electronics and what that's doing for our kids and where they're going. It's scary. It would blow your mind the amount of kids in early junior high age that are already fully addicted to pornography, and then see how that translates
Into
into
their relationships.
application into their relationships, and it is I mean, it is insane. Idaho had to create different laws because think of it this way. This is why I have to explain to the kids. So back in the day when this was all kind of coming to fruition, right? The law said if you're taking pictures of juveniles,
Oh, that's right, because of the
that's creation of child pornography,
Yeah.
right? Automatic felony. You're going straight to the top. So you have kids that are 14 sending nudies to each other. They're creating and distributing child pornography.
well,
And that's the only charge that you have, that fits what's happening. And so, the Idaho legislature said, hey, this
is a different thing.
yeah, we've got to find a fix to this. So they actually went and created some different laws. So now, I mean, it's still a bad deal. It's a misdemeanor for the kids, but it doesn't jump straight up to the felony. And hanging at the misdemeanor level, it gives us the ability to actually implement them into very specialized programs that we have that prevent kids from going straight into the judicial system or, having a criminal record. And that's the main focus. Like I said, for us, we may catch someone doing something and they're still going to face some pretty severe consequences.
some consequences.
But we have programs. So one of the programs that we run is, I shouldn't say we run, but that we're involved with, it's called diversion. And what it does, if I catch a kid doing something that gets them a misdemeanor, we can put them onto diversion. And diversion, basically, it's almost like probation. So they're on probation. They have home checks. They have all these requirements that they have to do for an extended period of time. And what we tell them is if you can correct yourself, learn from this, and we see progress, then we just get rid of those charges for you. And then you can move on your way with no criminal charge. But if the kid doesn't try to improve and they just maintain, status quo, then it gives us the ability to try and work with them, show that we tried to work with them, show that we went beyond what we normally would for an adult to keep them out of the system, and still it didn't help, then, at that point we typically move forward.
And how do they get caught? Is it somebody says, hey, this guy's doing this, or is it by accident, or do you guys look for something?
Everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing, man, I hate to use this because it might be cliche, but I spent that amount, I spent 10 years as a canine handler, and hunting was my game and detecting was my game. And so for me, just because I don't have a dog doesn't mean that my mind has switched. I am constantly in hunt and detection mode. Even when I'm talking to people or walking through the halls observing kids, I see behaviors. I see, things that they do that are indicators for me of something's going on over there. I need to pay a little more attention. And I don't make it a big deal for them. I don't call them out on that, but I pay close attention to them. I'll watch kind of what's going on and build my own. And then that way, when I have a conversation with them and things have to, things have to get real with them, I can go back and say, well, on this date at this time, what were you doing there? And you kind of pin them in a corner a little bit and let them, okay, hey, this dude has been watching me. He's not bluffing me. And, I work with kids that way. And my goal is this, rather than, because I don't want to do you have kids?
Yeah, one.
Okay.
He's 4.
So how old's your oldest?
4.
4?
He's got one.
No,
kid.
I have one. I have just one.
Oh, okay. And then
3.
3?
Yep.
Yeah. So most parents, if you found out the cops were using your kid as a CI in the school, you would probably be super pissed, right?
I would want to talk to that police officer. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be like,
And I wouldn't necessarily be pissed. I'd want to know
Why?
what the fuck they were doing.
Right.
You're talking to my child who's a minor. I'd like to know why and what
Right.
you're doing. But that doesn't mean I'd automatically be like, no, that's not going to happen. It depends.
right, but it's a cause for alarm.
Yes.
You're concerned.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And so I understand that. I can talk for our police department. We understand that. And so our goal is to try and not use kids in that. Whatever we're going after, we obtain ourselves. Now, if a kid comes in the office and says, hey, there's a kid out there smoking a joint, I mean, that's different, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if I'm like, hey, go back out there and start snapping
see where
photos
he's
and stuff,
getting it from.
Yeah,
yeah.
that gets a little sketchy. So I do my own homework. I don't ask the kids to do that. That's what I get paid to do. That's
Right.
my job. My job is to keep them out of harm's way and place myself in between harm and them. So I kind of view it as that, and sure, it's a lesser degree. We're not talking like send them into a hot zone or anything like that. But on the same hand, I mean, I don't need to elevate the risk for anyone else's kid. That's my job. That's what I do. So
Yeah. One of it's when you were talking about the electronics, it's one of those things that's crazy, like the way new developments and new technology, for the most part, the way it changes things, and then how long it takes laws to catch up is always funny. And that's like the perfect example. Like a dude taking pictures of videos of child clearly is creating and distributing child pornography, but kids taking pictures of themselves and sending them to each other, that's not the same thing. Like, yes, that's bad, and like, fuck, it's terrible for those kids to have their pictures get out to like everybody in the school, and then who knows who else. That fucking sucks, but it's not the same intent.
right.
It's not the same fucked up thing.
Right,
So
right.
like, it's funny how long did it take Idaho to make some kind of change to address that differently?
I mean,
so that these children aren't felons.
right. Like you said, it's normally a couple years at least to get things written up and passed to where we can start enforcing, along those guidelines. We do have emergency patch protocols for some things, but it doesn't always work because you try. So, like, let's just say this, because each code is specific to a criminal action, right? Mm-hmm. And so there are some that are a little more vague than others that we can say, yeah, we could probably push it over into this field and try it, and we'll run with that for a little bit. But it's not it's a Band-Aid, right, a lot of the times, and it doesn't quite always fix. And so we will try and get away with those, but there are some, like, do you remember when Spice came around? When that was kind of a big thing for people? Same thing there. It was altering people's mindset. They were getting behind the wheel, doing all sorts of crazy. Some of the craziest trips that I've ever personally witnessed was people using synthetics, whether that be bath salts or spice. I mean, it's insane. And so for people to say, oh, it's not as dangerous as some of these other drugs, absolutely wrong. That person behind the wheel will kill you all the same, whether they're messed up on alcohol or messed up on spice.
Glade. Glade was a big one.
Oh man,
What?
I've got stories.
Yeah, Glade.
Glade?
And
I've never heard of that.
That's why
Like
now
Febreze?
it tastes so bad. Like if you accidentally spray it, and you haven't noticed that if you spray it and you get a little bit on you, like it tastes bad.
It's like huffing.
Yeah, it was huffing and all that stuff.
They would huff Glade? I've never heard of this.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that similar to like the air duster things that people would huff? Is it
Yeah.
like a same? Well,
Yeah.
what was in it that was getting people fucked up?
The propellant, typically,
Oh,
like
okay.
a lot of the propellant in there. I mean, obviously, there's some other chemicals that are gonna mess with the mindset, but a lot of times the propellants that are in there are messing people up, and it's crazy to witness that. Like to personally witness the effects of some of this, it's insane how each one is a little different. Like each drug does something
Messes you a little
very
bit
different.
Messes you up a little bit different.
Yeah,
Like those bath salts. That shit was insane.
that is.
So they add like a flavor to make it hard to.
So that you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's a bitterant.
So were people huffing it, or were they like eating it?
They'd put like a towel over it and they'd
Okay, same as like if they were huffing paint.
huff and paint.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, a friend of mine used to do it. I was like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Man, people get creative though. Like when it comes to getting high, some of the stuff we see people getting high on, it's insane, man. It is insane what people will do for a high. So yeah, whether that be Huff and Glade or
That's crazy. That is crazy.
we had a guy actually, and this is earlier in my career, but a guy that was huffing out in front of one of the gas stations, and after hitting the duster several times, he decided he was going to light up a cigarette. Literally blew himself up, like the car lit on fire, burnt him all over. That's a bad deal, man. Bad deal.
Yeah, because that shit's got that. It's flammable, and it sticks around for a bit.
Yeah. The fumes stick around. That's why it's, especially at gas stations. That's the danger. It's not the gas itself. It's the fumes.
Yeah, the vapors.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can throw a match into gasoline and it won't do anything.
Yeah. If you just dip it straight
Into the gasoline,
Yeah.
you'll be fine. But going back to the school thing, do you guys have like a peer moderator program? Like peer to peer? Because we used to have one at the school I went to. I was part of it when I was there, but it was kind of interesting. So if like two kids had a problem, they'd bring two other students in, and just them would go into a room. So you'd have the two students that are having a problem, and then two other students.
Right.
And they'd just be there to make sure that they didn't kill each other. But other than that, it solved a lot of problems.
So for stuff like that, we don't necessarily, just because we worry about the school district worries about what kind of things are being counseled in that setting, and we want to make sure, obviously, you know, I think in that setting as well, they probably had some adults, moderators that were in there just kind of supervising. But
Yeah, they're right outside the door.
for us, we do and we don't, depending on what it's for. The mental health side, we have what's called the Hope Squad. So there's a bunch of selected kids out of the school that if they want to participate and be part of that Hope Squad, they sign up, we get parents' permission, and we do that moderation. If a kid's struggling, we call, Hope Squad members and say, hey, we have, this student that's struggling, and we need everybody to rally around them and help them out. And those students rally around and help those kids out and help kind of boost them back up and get them into a good spot. Because like you're saying, and I think the reason why you're saying it was a cool program is because it's so much easier. And this is actually scientifically proven that kids will take advice from someone their own age, but it's harder to take advice from
Somebody that's
the
older.
adult.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what they're going through, right?
Yeah, because
That's why John never listens.
yeah, probably because we're older.
Crack the case.
Taking advice from my grandpa. Same thing.
Yeah, I think
See,
I'm
like-
probably younger than your grandpa.
Like I remember one of the ones that we did. There's one girl was fighting with another one because the other one had said something about her, and the question was like, "Have you?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Yeah." And they went back and forth. We couldn't really give advice. We were just kind of there to make sure that they didn't fight and try to keep the conversation going. And it turns out that she had never said anything. Like she didn't even know the people that were saying that she had. And then they became actually good friends after that. It was weird. Like they became good friends.
That's like a lot of my job, like right
Yeah.
there. That's how most of it goes.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's about that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's crazy.
like you said, sometimes they blow stuff out of proportion without getting all the details. They just get like one little detail, and that's the whole problem is over that one little thing, without them like actually having all the information.
Right.
You have any questions, John? Because I know you're over there.
Oh yeah,
you
he's,
look like
he's
you
rocking
really
back and
want,
forth
yeah,
like he
just
can't.
fucking falling asleep.
Yeah,
I'm not falling asleep.
No, no.
I'm trying
Have
to
some
get-
respect.
Trying to get the fruit pass
Nope.
right here, but someone
not
was
till
trying to look
you got
right here.
about 20 more minutes.
Give him some fruit, man.
No.
Come on.
Yeah,
No.
you can't. You want to hear?
John,
me? Like, I'll do it like
you
this.
already suck at keeping up on that. You start eating, you're gonna totally forget about what you're doing.
do
You're
not
gonna get
suck.
watermelon juice all over that.
No chance.
Yeah.
Nah,
The left and
you're
the
gonna
right,
wait.
and then
We're
the-
waiting. Don't worry about
Alright,
it. You'll get
whatever.
some. Don't worry.
Alright, whatever.
You'll get
Was
some.
it weird going back into a school after not being there for a long time?
Yeah, it actually was. It was very strange.
How different does it look to what you imagine, like what you had in your head of what school is? Like from back in the day.
From back in the day, oh man, it's
like
not even comparable. Like, it's not even comparable. Yeah, shoot. Nowadays, everything is so messed up in comparison to what I recall. I mean, some of the things that you see kids wearing and doing, I'm like, really? Like, this is a trend? How do I support the kids in this? Because I'm struggling. But
You should have came dressed up as like one of the kids. Like that same style.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been funny.
Oh man.
yeah, I don't do the skinny jeans and Crocs, man. That's just
Oh, jeez, that's the thing.
That's what they do.
Oh,
yeah.
John suddenly is old.
Me?
Yeah, well,
You don't wear skinny jeans and Crocs? Come on, man.
When I was in high school, it was joggers and Vans. Like joggers was the thing, and khaki pants.
And underwear that's longer than your shorts?
I guess. Oh, right now I've been seeing those really short shorts. What's going on there?
Well,
I still can't.
That's what you're wearing. Why don't you tell us?
No, it's because they're shrug up, but when I stand up, they go almost to my knee. But these ones I'm talking about, like girl shorts.
dude,
like
he can almost see your ball. That's fucked up.
He's only got one?
I'm just going to.
Well, one of them's got pop out the side. They
just
usually
the one.
don't
No,
both
wait.
pop up, pop out.
Sorry, I got
Most
the
of the time.
Kleenex box to block out.
Oh, that's why it's there?
Yeah.
No, fair enough. That's a smart move.
Jeez.
I'll put the shot glass then.
So you've been doing it for a little while. Like, I keep joking about arresting the kids. Have you ever actually had to do that?
Yeah.
Have you ever punched
Pretty-
a 7-year-old?
I imagine it's
Or a
actually
seventh
pretty
grader? Sorry.
uncommon.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the reality of it. Is there are times where kids are going to do things that are way beyond the line that should have been crossed, and like I said, I can no longer exercise, my discretion on that of, well, let's take it easy, and I won't even call it discretion because I am exercising discretion. I make the judgment that too far. This is way too far.
Is it pretty uncommon though?
I would say statistically it's on the lower end for what I do. I deal more with kids where no charges filed, just more coaching than anything. But it's not completely uncommon.
So like a month, maybe 10, 4, 20?
A month? No, not even that. I mean, it's relatively low,
Oh,
like
okay.
maybe 1 or 2 a
Oh,
month.
okay. So it's not, I mean, it still sucks, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So like that position as a resource officer, are you like there, or if like you become, you're like you said, you're patrolling cop? Is that still a thing that you can do or no?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's
kind of fixed it at the end.
He has a really hard time asking questions,
Hey,
right?
it's my question right now.
You just
Hey,
got to understand that that's how it is.
No, he's usually pretty good. I'll give him that. He's usually pretty good.
I'm going to give this to him because that's actually a dang good question. That's one I get asked a ton now being in this spot of, now that you're over there, you probably can't do this. And that's a huge misconception. I am still 100% a
police
cop.
officer.
Yeah, so if someone is out on the street corner and they pull a gun on someone else, I'm running out to that. If I'm driving home and I see someone doing something dumb, I'm all over that. Like, the only difference is now my primary focus is at school and keeping that school safe. So while I'm there at the school, my mission is this: keep all the kids safe and find ways to interact with them and help them understand that I'm a resource for them and not have them view me so much as, hey, avoid him. Scary dude, he'll throw you in jail or be rough with you. So
if there's some copping you got to do, then you'll go.
oh man,
He's been wanting to use it. I don't think he'd use it today.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. So actually, I found a new passion this summer. So when school's out, right? A lot of people are like, well, what the heck do you guys do if you're assigned to the school?
We should take a guess at it.
Ooh, yeah, John. What do you think he's gonna say?
What do you think he's going to say? What do you think his new passion is?
Damn, I don't know. Well, making yogurt, but like work-wise?
Making yogurt.
Copping wise.
No,
We're talking about copping right now.
Oh, dude, you have to be patrolling the mall at 10 in the morning when those old people are walking around.
That's a good one.
That's a good
Menace to
question.
society
Okay.
there.
There's not a mall in Rexburg, but that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, they have a strip
do you think,
mall now,
Jesus?
don't they? Like a strip mall?
Kind of like some.
What do you think it is, Jesus?
Every day he picks out a color vehicle and he goes after him.
That's discrimination,
Okay.
Bill. I don't do that.
Okay.
Don't say
So
stuff.
that one
No,
was
no,
an-
no,
That one
not-
was
not
an
the-
obvious no.
Not the color of the person. I'm just saying, like, hey, red car. Red cars today. I'm only pulling over red cars today.
There's a blue one that went 85 into 25.
But no, it was
Didn't
blue.
give a shit.
I don't give a fuck. It's not red.
Man, I.
But the funny thing is that he's colorblind too.
This is tough. Oh yeah, he wouldn't know the difference.
No.
I would say that your new passion is, this is tough. Catching, man, I don't know. I got nothing.
Think 21 Jump Street.
Oh
are you
shit!
trying to
Going
are you-
undercover.
Are you trying to
as
go
a-
undercover at
In
the
colleges.
Really?
Oh,
Have you
okay.
been trying to buy drugs at BYU?
Not undercover.
Wi-Fi.
Think of the beginning, towards the beginning of the movie. What are they doing?
Smuggling, trying to catch fish smugglers.
riding bikes, bro.
Oh.
You remember when the
That's
riding
the
park?
toy. That's
So you're
I was gonna
like
say
bike
boning the
copping.
chief's daughter.
Your
So-
new passion is to be a bike cop.
Everyone makes fun of me because the local newspaper actually did an article on me and another officer, and it was over the bike patrol stuff. And as soon as that article dropped, nonstop text message. Hey, 21 Jump Street. So
You're just leaning into it.
oh man, I'll tell you what though.
You should get a little bell that goes ring ring.
Yes.
Okay,
You have a bell.
You have you have a tiny siren.
I've got a tiny
Yes.
siren. I've got lights on the bike.
That's awesome.
So
you have an e-bike at least?
no, man, it's all man powered.
What's
It's a
going
bike,
on?
John.
But it is
It's
awesome.
a bicycle.
Yeah, but what if he gets in front of someone that bikes a little faster than he does?
Then
Okay.
then he is failing.
So here's for me, like I say, I don't like sitting around and I get bored really easily. And so with that, putting me on a bike, like that's perfect, right? Because anything that moves, I can go chase after it.
Yeah.
And so I'm cruising around town. This is like, I think this is my first shift on bike. Cruising around town, and it's late at night, right? I'm covering a late swing shift, riding down the street, and I see this motorcycle coming towards me. And I'm like, it was one of those moments. I just knew this guy's going to do something dumb. So he's coming at me, kind of thing. And all of a sudden he just pops a wheelie and he's just screaming, and he turns on his, he has those lit up green LEDs and everything. And he's just driving like a ding dong, right? Something you shouldn't do in front of a cop.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Because he thought you were not going to have a chance.
Oh yeah. Well, this is where the story gets really awesome. And this is where people make fun of me, but I'll tell you what, it's so fun. It was so fun. That guy goes past me and looks at me and kind of like what you're saying, like, what are you going to do about
Yeah,
it?
come get me.
And he comes down off of it. I turn on my little, I call it my Kmart siren and lights. So on my bike, I'm pedaling and they're blinking, and it sounds like an English ambulance is what my siren sounds like.
Go, John.
Yes.
Do the sound.
Oh, I don't know.
He doesn't know what an English ambulance sounds like.
You go for Craig. You know what it is.
No,
Go.
I'm not going to do it.
So,
There you go. Good.
I'm like that,
Nailed
right?
it.
yep.
Yep.
So I kick that on, and this guy, now he's quite a ways ahead of me, and he turns around like to look at me like almost like, are you serious, dude? Like, really? And I'm like, oh, challenge accepted. He's on a bullet bike. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going for broke on this. So I just start pedaling as fast as I can. He turns the corner, and I just hear him gun it. I'm trying to get on the radio. I'm huffing and puffing. Like I'm like, I got a vehicle running from me, calling into dispatch what's going on. And I see him turn into a parking garage, and I'm like, oh,
he's done.
He just made the
He's
worst mistake
done.
ever.
Yeah, he's just gone to
Dude,
the
I
freeway.
caught him. So I catch this guy.
Dumbass criminal. No offense to you if you're the guy on the boat.
He sounds like a dumbass.
Oh man, but it was great. I mean, I'll spare you all the long descriptions of everything, but yeah, we ended up getting him. And after we're done, I had two of our officers that came to back me up that were in their cars. And as we finish up and we're walking away, I'm like, now I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody in the history of our department has ever caught a bullet bike
with a bicycle.
on a bicycle using a bicycle. And so
Did they arrest him?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
we
sounds-
arrested
You should have
him.
rode by him and then turned on your siren.
That sounds like a record. It has to be.
But
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah, pop a wheelie and ring, ring, right next to him.
right.
A missed opportunity. There.
But it was
yes.
fun. Like for me, it's a lot about at that moment the chase, right? Like the chase is fun, and then shortly after that, I go do my report, riding around town, go around the corner, dark alleyway, see this guy just sitting in his vehicle. As I approach, I can smell weed. And I'm like, oh, man, this is like fishing in a barrel here. Like I ride right up to his window, and he's trying to throw the joint down, and can I help you? I'm like, yes, you can. Get out of the car.
Give me a pound.
So, and that happened multiple times throughout the summer. But for me, like, that's fun, man, because I'm going into non-traditional places that I couldn't in the car. You'd never sneak up on this kind of stuff, and people would never do this kind of stuff. But on a bike, I'm going into full ninja mode, man.
I think Netflix should make a miniseries.
Yes.
Ryan, the
Ninja Cop.
the bike cop. Yeah,
That would be legit. I would watch the shit out of that.
yeah, it'd be funny. Him explaining the situation.
He caught a bullet bike on a bike.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking
That's
cool.
your in. That's what's gonna get you the show.
Yeah.
And then after that, it'll be
I
funny
think we need to.
because it's not gonna all be like that. There's gonna be a lot of boring stuff that they'll have to
There's
film.
going to be a lot of bullet bikes that he's not going to catch.
no, most of them, like 99% of them.
That's going to be the only one.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
for sure.
But-
if you ever catch one, you have to let us know though, because
Yeah, if you catch another one,
yeah,
ooh,
and it can't be like a broken down one,
we have to pitch this.
like
to
where the dude's
Netflix.
pushing it. It'd be amazing.
It
Him
would.
explaining, like
100%.
You know the thing that I think most people would actually appreciate about that, if you ever got a show going, is seeing what happens after an arrest and like
how boring that is.
how cops are actually like the stuff that they talk about after the arrest. Because most people just view us as like these crazy machines, right? Like we just go out and spit out a ticket and then we move on to the next. And it's not like that. There's a lot of conversation, and it's funny. Some of that conversation is funny, and some of the
That's a good point. They've never. They
usually
don't ever. It ends with the arrest.
Except 21
Right?
Jump Street.
Well, yeah.
see 21 Jump
But
Street.
that's a comedy. Yeah.
That's
Legit.
actually
Pretty
a
close.
lot of the commentary that goes on after of cops calling each other idiots and making fun of each other and doing dumb things.
Where they shoot the chicken truck and that's what blows up. That was my favorite.
I mean, I tell you, man, being a cop, yeah, people would appreciate that side of it, but maybe some wouldn't. Some would not appreciate that side of it, but
I think it'd be hilarious if the way they film it is it doesn't matter how exciting or how boring the thing is. Like if Ryan's pulling over an old dude on a like walking thing, like he's trying to run away from him, he's just like
he's like pretending
Yeah.
to try really hard to catch up to him.
yeah, and he's like putting his bike on the kickstand. He's like slowly like setting
It's
it
like
aside.
creaking like an
Yeah.
old door.
Yeah, so that he can gently walk over there and arrest him.
so
It'd be hilarious.
you would appreciate this. Another drug arrest in our same situation, riding along. Weed. We can see the dude in the car is obviously messed up, right? So we ride up to there. We know what we have. I'm trying to deal with him, and I'm screwing around with my bike trying to get it to stand up. But we're in a stupid dirt field,
That's fucking hilarious.
and the lights are still flashing, and I'm like trying to deal with this guy, but every time I let go of my bike, it's just dumping into the dirt, and I'm over there, and finally on the third time, I'm like, God, just
See
Screw it.
how great would that be? He's explaining this, and they're doing B-roll of some bike just falling over. That'd be perfect. I would watch
Oh
that.
man.
And I don't
Actual
really watch
footage of him like fighting with his bike while he's trying to talk to some dude. Like, hey man, how's it going?
the fucking thing.
Yeah, like finally just tosses it.
He tosses it, and the siren comes on. Then he's pissed because he has to turn the siren off.
Every time he reaches for the bike, the guy starts running.
Yeah, because his battery's gonna die. That's great.
Oh man,
serious.
that'd
Yeah.
be amazing.
We have Netflix make it happen. Like they're ever gonna see this. But.
Yeah,
John, you make it happen.
We got the perfect
Yeah.
guy for it. Netflix. He fucking caught a guy on a bullet bike.
Yeah, I'll send a pitch over.
yeah.
send a picture.
Send this, and
I'll send the pitch.
okay.
There you go.
I think you have to send it to. Well, I'll talk to you.
Well, what does the department have to do to get you an e-bike? I'm sure you'll get a lot more people with the e-bikes.
Probably not.
You know, honestly, if you ask me, e-bike or just traditional bike, I would take traditional.
Have you ridden those e-bikes,
Yeah,
dude?
they're
pretty
fun.
legit.
But for me, I like the exercise.
You still got to pedal on an e-bike.
I like the
Depends.
physical activity of it all.
Get one that's hybrid.
You still
Pedal
can?
a little bit.
It still just wouldn't feel the same if I caught someone on an e-bike versus a traditional
It would
bike.
cheapen it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know?
it's fair enough.
So it's like a handicap.
You should get a Vespa.
A Vespa.
You should get a Vespa and light it up.
So when I started my career, they actually put me. You ever seen those golf carts that are like bubble shaped? Yeah, that's why I started my career. in.
Yes.
You know, it'd be great if the chain falls off his bike, so he has to like throw it on the side, but the guy's like faster than him, so he has to go get one of those scooters that you can.
Oh,
so you're like
birds.
he's sitting there scanning the code so that he can rent one of those scooters. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
those scooters should have like an override for cops. They should have. You guys should be able to just like scan something
The
on it
bird or
and just
what are they?
go.
Bird?
Yeah.
They shouldn't because cops were just
you
overgrown
guys would
kids.
abuse it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You,
fair.
you should have seen
Yeah.
what happened with our department. So we have Segways, right? Everyone knows
Oh,
like
awesome.
Paul Blart. So we have Segways, and when we first got those, Man, it was like we were all going for broke on those. We wanted to see how many stairs we could go down with before we totally wiped out. I mean, seriously, we broke so much stuff on that thing, and they're not cheap to fix.
Oh,
and,
no.
You know, but guys are like, well, we got to test the limitations. We got to figure out where we can go with this. And so, yeah, the first little bit.
That was the excuse.
They gave us, they're like, test it. Let us know, is it going to work in this situation? Is it not? Because we got to know how it all will go down. If you have to jump off of it to go after someone, what happens to it? Does it keep driving? Does it smash into
Or
cars?
does it stop? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Does it do any other damage? Okay.
So there was all sorts of things we had to kind of test and verify that got done late at night, so we didn't have the general public, watching us trash ourselves on these things.
That's cool that you can use that as an excuse. Didn't the owner of Segway fall off a cliff on one?
I think so.
And die?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the inventor, but the owner of the company that makes them.
And he died?
That's hilarious.
That's
Did he
sad.
die?
That's sad, but yeah, he died. But
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, it's sad, but
okay, then it's not hilarious.
it
It's
is hilarious,
ironic.
but it's sad.
It's ironic.
It is.
No, it's still funny.
How often do you
But
get
it's sad.
Irony can be funny.
Do you get a new car?
It depends. So when I first started, it was about every 7 years. But that kind of changed. We went to a different program. We do a lease program now, where it's like every 4 or 5 years.
Don't scratch them up.
We swap out vehicles.
You get to choose your car, or they just, hey, here's this one.
A little bit. So general patrol, no, not so much. K9, when I was in K9, yeah, they gave us a little more because where we have so much gear and stuff, doing that we had a little bit of room to mess around with that because you couldn't haul all your gear in just a traditional car. I mean, you could, but then there's no room for anything else in there.
Yeah, you got no room for the criminals.
So we were unpacking just to get to one thing. You were unpacking 4 things, like 4 big bags of things to get to the one thing. And then, so it didn't work out so well.
Like these new Chev cars, I don't like their paint job. They have like that
You should
purple.
tell 'em.
That purple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you confuse
It's
them
ugly.
with the general
You
public.
should go
man.
tell them.
Should I drive at 70 to get pulled over so I can tell
No,
them?
you should just go to the sheriff's office and tell them.
They're
Like, hey,
ugly.
your paint job is stupid.
Yeah, I don't respect you.
Yeah. You should offer to repaint to redesign their paint job.
What's up with like
I have a
the,
theory.
the
Oh, sorry.
blending in?
Yeah, fuck my
like,
theory.
Why would you want to blend in the cop car so people don't see you?
Like a more
'Cause
passive.
There's this black one with sheriff written on it, but the light letters are like reflective, so you don't see them. What's the point of like that undercover?
That seems pretty self-explanatory.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're not there to like. They're not like I don't know.
What if you need a cop?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're hard to find
Yeah,
It depends
because their
on.
cars
you
fucking
can play it
camouflage.
both
Then you
ways.
call a 3-digit number.
There's your answer.
I think John can remember a 3-digit number. I mean, it seems.
I'm just saying because I see this on Facebook all the time. Like,
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of one of those things that's highly debated. Some people don't like the idea of cops being a little more their paint schemes or their advertisement, if you will, their logos being a little more subdued. Some want it to be very bold. But I'd really say this. It depends on the mission of what you're trying to do. So you got to understand, policing isn't just like a one-shoe deal where,
Copying.
like...
Copping.
Copping.
Yeah, thank you.
So there are a lot of different divisions within a police department. Typically, you have investigations that serve a specialized purpose. You have us, community policing, that we have a specialized purpose. You have canines that do a specialized purpose. You have, just all these other little subgroups in there that kind of have their specialties that they're focusing on. And so depending on what that is, if you have like a drug task force or like a warrant team, someone who hunts people down that have warrants and finds them, you're probably going to want something a little more subdued because if it's...
right. Because
So-
like I see those, I see it a lot in like that Speed Hunter page that we have here in town for all like the car guys, and there's always like huge discussions about when the undercover cops pull over just your regular Joe Schmo. Like I get it. Like if they're around just driving around and they see someone do something stupid, they'll pull them over.
Right.
But like I don't know. I see why they would say that too. They're like, well, they're undercover, and I know if obviously we're all guilty of this. If we don't see a cop around, then we're just but get home. And I mean, it's just the natural thing.
No,
that
I don't do that.
That's not all of us.
okay, but whatever.
I don't do
mean,
that.
I'm just saying.
You don't do that
but
either.
you drive
Look at your car. You can't shift past second gear. I've never seen you drive that vehicle in third gear. There's no way you're speeding.
Drive stick shift
The
doesn't
only
mean that
the
you-
only place you're speeding in that fucking thing is a school zone. That's it.
No chance.
Oh, dude, and I will hunt you down on my bike.
Yes.
catch him
You'll
too.
probably catch him
Yes, you would too. You would. He'd
too.
stall it.
Yeah, probably. Oh, okay. Come on.
You'd probably
I'm just
catch me
kidding.
'cause
I'm just kidding, John.
Because I stopped.
But
No fucking.
so
Criminal.
that argument is just so weird to me though, because you're all just justifying
No, I
that
get
like
it.
it's cool to do this as long as there's no cop around. That's fucking dumb.
No, I know it's dumb, but I mean, I just see that like there's always a discussion when someone pulls over a picture of like an undercover pulling over just a regular car.
Oh, whether or not that's legal to do? Is that legal to do? Can an undercover cop?
Absolutely. Like I said before, once you're a cop,
You're a cop.
you're a cop.
It's like when you're a
Like-
priest. Once you're a priest, it's forever.
It doesn't matter what division you're assigned to, you still have all those police powers. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a detective, all day long you can go out and pull over cars if you wanted to, but obviously you're not
You got
focusing
something
on
better
that.
to do
Yeah,
for the
you're
most part.
focusing on other things. But if you see something, yeah, absolutely.
So, like, are you a cop forever? Like, even after you die, or are you a cop just till you die?
So
Is it like the Marines? Like
no, because
once
priests,
a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah, because priests are priests even in the afterlife.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna be copping in the afterlife.
Don't say that. You're not a cop, dude.
you know,
I said he. I said you.
I hope
Talking
not.
to Ryan.
I hope not.
Oh, you want it to end at some point.
Yeah. I think every officer, after a while, retirement is a good thing. It's tough, man. Just you think about it. So your whole job, policing, is to deal with everybody else's problems day in and day out. So, and you see people melting down and dealing with just their own life problems. So you're still a normal person. You have normal life problems, but you're dealing with everybody else's in town as well. And man, it's exciting. It's fun, but yeah, after a while, it takes a toll on you. And that's honestly that's part of the reason I believe that we have these different divisions within policing, so that as you start burning out, you can
try something else.
you can move over somewhere else and kind of get a little bit of a reboot, because I don't care how strong you are. It will beat you down. It will eat you up. And once it's done with you, spit you out and not even think twice. Like, that's the hard part about copping, is the bad stuff and the really screwed up stuff you've seen. It's there. It doesn't
Go away.
Yeah, it doesn't go away, and you just keep adding to that, and eventually all that stuff starts catching up with you a little bit, right? And so for us, the name of the game is survive your career out on the streets, but also within the walls. And, within the walls, that means taking care of yourself and knowing, okay, I'm starting to get a little jaded in this. I'm starting to get a little down or depressed about this, and finding ways to get up out of that. And
You guys have access to psychologists, though, right? If you need them.
we do. So yeah, Idaho is actually really, they're kind of, I think they're at the forefront of this. They were one of the first states to pass laws that opened up counseling and stuff to us, that didn't make it just our financial responsibility.
Okay.
They're saying, you guys got messed up on behalf of the state doing your job. Had you not, done this, that they said, so we're going to offer a benefit. So Idaho does have some benefits for first responders, police officers, firemen, paramedics, after dealing with some of those really heavy scenes, having someone to talk to, ways to decompress, ways to help your brain understand what it just saw and what to do with all that information.
And is that for psychologists that have no connection to the police department?
So
So there's like no fear of
right.
repercussions?
So yes and no. There's options for both, right?
Okay.
My workplace, independent, just our benefits package offers counseling visits. It's somewhat tied into your workplace. They don't necessarily report everything to your workplace, but that is a possibility, right?
They can.
Then we have, so last time I was on the show, I told you I'm part of FOP, which stands for Fraternal Order of Police. I'm our lodge president. And FOP in our area offers counseling that's independent from the workplace. So if they need counseling, but they're worried about the fallout or the repercussions by utilizing their workplace benefits, they can come to us, and we find avenues and ways through sponsors, people that, when people support the FOP, they're, hey, what are we supporting? Well, that's one of the things that helps us pay bills of these psychologists and, just other things that we utilize to help officers when they experience some of these traumatic things.
Yeah, I can see that being really tough. Like trying to be totally open and honest with somebody who's like employed by the police department or at least connected to it in some way. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't fully trust that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, there is no other party that I'm aware of that is probably any less trusting than a cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like I said before, I mean, most of our day is spent with people that don't like us, that aren't telling us the truth. They tell us everything but the truth. So you're getting lied day after day. So you just get to the point where you don't really believe much of anything other than what you can actually prove. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, so cops are highly suspect when they have to go in for counseling because they're looking for the mole, right? And so, it is a little tricky. And
So it is kind of frowned upon between cops. Like, hey, this guy's getting counseling.
It used to be when I first started very much so, that macho man mentality, like you're a wuss.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
handle
you can't
this
handle
stuff.
it? Yeah.
But it's gotten way better. And the fact is this, like me personally, this is small town USA, right?
Yeah.
This is Rexburg. We're in the top 20 safest cities in the U.S. I've had 2 friends that I've lost to mental illness that are cops. And that's saying something. Like, and both of these dudes, some of the just most amazing cops I've ever met. Some of the guys, I thought they were just tougher than nails. I mean, you could put them in a gunfight
And they'd be okay.
and totally just, they're the guys that you want next to you, right? But it just goes to show that exterior, that front that's put on, isn't a fair representation of what's actually happening inside.
Yeah, it goes back to that whole thing. But see, I turned out okay.
Right.
But you weren't. That's the...
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy, man. Like I'm glad to see that shift, and I'm a huge advocate for counseling because I've seen the effects of when people try and hold it in, deal with it on their own, and it doesn't matter. Like I said, these guys were men, like manly men that can handle crap. The one friend actually went through one of the shootings that we had, and he was a very large part of that, and just, took it in stride, or so we thought, right?
Yeah.
But
And that's the beauty of these things. Like, yeah, they can be fucked up, but there's also like online counseling that you can do privately.
Right.
So where you just, like, if you don't trust anybody and you just kind of want to just talk to somebody, you can. Like,
Yeah, aren't they changing the national suicide prevention number to be 3 digits, like
I think so.
611
I
or
think
something
so.
like that?
I think
yeah, I'm
they
not
will.
sure.
I don't know if that's changed yet, but it's changing soon to where it's you don't have to try to remember some fucking 1-800 number. It's going to be it's going to be like
Right? They made it super
911.
hard.
Yeah,
And then you press
seriously.
7 two
Yeah.
times and then ask to speak to
and
somebody.
now I think it's 611. I can't remember, but they're changing it to a 3-digit thing.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's great, for
I don't want to
people
Google
that,
it.
people that need help.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, you Google it. So,
Like it's tough. I'll tell you what. Like I was saying before, the job itself. Everyone wonders, can't be that bad. Being a cop, you're doing this and that, and it's not. It's not a terrible job, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's the hardest job on earth. There are jobs out there that are just so physically demanding or mentally demanding. But the hard part is that baggage that comes along with the ugliness that you see or the really bad things that the human mind just wasn't necessarily meant to focus on, nor was the human mind meant to stay in that state
For that
long periods of times. Like, you know, you look at us, so we're roughly 25 to 30 years before you can retire. So your brain is staying in that funk for 25 to 30 years.
Yeah, unless they push it back further, which
So,
looks like they want to.
but I mean, it's cool because like a lot of people say, like for us, I'll retire when I'm 53 is when I'm eligible for retirement. So that's a young retirement. But you look at the real numbers and why they let us retire that early. Well, it's because we die earlier than everyone else because of all the stress and everything and all that crap.
Well, and after 53, how useful can you be? Like most 53-year-olds aren't going to be keeping up, chasing people down, and
Right.
you know, it's like, yeah, there are some dudes that old that can keep up, but the vast majority aren't going to be able to.
Right.
Especially with injuries and just things that happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like sports players.
yeah. Sports players are old at 39.
Yeah, 39. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing. Like you said, you lose your usefulness to them, and when the machine's done with you, guess what?
And then there's another thing that'll just fuck you up in the head. Like, now what do I do? Like, I can't even help them anymore.
Right. Well, and it's hard. Like for us, I mean, one of the battles for FOP that we fight is this. Okay, cool. We have early retirement, but we're not eligible for any of the retirement programs at that age. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So now you still got to go back to work. And so cops, once they retire, go back to work doing a different job. So
You have to start all over.
it's kind of a weird thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, we keep trying to get that fixed, and we're hoping that someday that, you know, first responders or whatever will be eligible to withdraw some of that retirement benefits at an earlier age, because like I said, the numbers don't lie. We die earlier anyway. So let's just keep it, you know, even for everyone, I guess. But I don't know. It's a fun job. Don't get me wrong. And I feel bad because it almost directed it down like a dark path.
No.
I think
that's
it's
good.
important to talk about this.
Yeah, because most people don't do it often.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, if there are cops out there struggling, I'll be the first to tell them I utilize counseling. Absolutely. And if you don't, like, you're crazy, man.
Yeah, do the phone one. Like if you're afraid of somebody's gonna say something, just do the phone one. Do it.
Yeah, nobody
anonymously.
Nobody
and
has to
fine.
know if you're if you're too embarrassed or whatever. So
Well, and typically it's the family. It's not it's the family that suffers.
Yeah.
Because when the cop goes home, he's
Bringing that
he's
with
not
him.
he's not
not
happy-go-lucky when he gets home to play with his kids or to interact with his kids. Mentally, it's hard for him to get out of that funk, or her. It's hard for them to get out of that funk and just say, okay, switching it off, now I can be dad. The brain has a hard time. It struggles with that. So that's where the counseling comes in, because it helps you find exercises or practices that you can do that help your brain have that shut off, a cleaner shut off of when you get home. You go through a procedure that says, okay, now I'm done being a cop. I don't have to act like a cop at home. I don't have to be stern. I don't have to be worrying about my kids shanking me, you know,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of that can come down, and it helps you function more as what I call a normal human being.
Yeah, and even if you're not a cop, if you're going through something like that, you know.
Yeah,
if you have a
seriously,
normal job, just call somebody. Jeez.
I think it just goes to show, like, in today's world, you know, in one of the 20th safest cities in the world, there's still cops that are dealing with so much shit. At the end of the day, that's it for them. Yeah, get some help if you need it. 988 is they changed it to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so 3 digits. You don't even have to remember some stupid number, some 10-digit number anymore. 988. That's it, 24 hours a day.
988. That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully, like, bring it more, like, fun again. Hopefully you get somebody that's good at their job, you know? Because it would suck if you call and you get, like, some lady that's depressed, too.
Yeah, their last call sucked.
Yeah.
You know, like, their last call was the worst, and so now they're going to take it out on you.
That would be horrible.
That's the worst.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll have to wrap this up soon.
Yes. I think that's a good spot to
choose-
end, though.
Oh,
No, you go ahead. Do what you were
do
gonna
this. So we're kind of letting our guests try to sell some of these because we're not. Well, we're doing it too, but
Help us sell our merch.
Help us sell. So pick two that you want to. So it can be this
Shot
one of
glass.
these. You have to pick this one. But
He dropped one of the other stickers.
No,
on the floor.
I don't think he's gonna pick that
That's
one. Anyway.
okay.
Yeah, it's the don't
send dick pics to Maya.
Yeah, you don't want to pick that one.
Maya, dude. Go ahead and send those dick pics over.
That would probably be.
If
Yeah,
you're
you-
underage, though, don't.
Yeah,
do
you
that,
don't wanna do
of
that one.
course. I think we covered that earlier.
Oh
so.
my gosh.
Yeah, that would be a bad one. Don't pick that one.
And these, I mean, who doesn't need a water bottle?
Would that fit good on your bike?
Heck yeah.
See, there you go. Use that.
Dude, that thing will fit right in there. And then that, throw it back on the patrol car.
Yeah.
Because I actually do. I was talking to Craig. I actually use your guys' knives on my patrol get up. So every day,
There's one of our knives in particular that he carries a lot.
the poker.
Okay, and thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next
That's a
time.
good one. That's a good one. No, okay, so
Yes.
sell this one. Almost like if it was like a little 15-second infomercial, because that's what we're gonna cut it to.
Sell this?
Yeah, sell that.
Yep.
Okay, give me the reference behind it first so that I can sell it. Cause
So one of our designers, Joe
Yeah.
Flowers, I talk shit every time I talk to him a lot.
Not just
and
to
so
him.
on one of our earlier episodes of the podcast, early episodes like 15 or something, I was talking shit to him and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna start this whole army that's like the Fuck Craig army, and we're gonna have a hashtag and everything, and
And then
He never
and
followed
now,
through.
and now
but-
he
he
has a
never
hashtag,
followed through,
yeah.
so
we did.
he's the general of his own
I am.
fucking army.
Yep.
So, to any of you out there that know Craig, you probably should get one of these because everybody that knows Craig has had
One of these experiences.
one of these experiences. So,
That's fair.
and Craig is a good sport about it too. So, go ahead and pick you up a
There you go.
Craig
Yes.
Army sticker.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll end with that. These were awesome, by the way. So
Yeah,
you want
enjoy
to
them.
you want to tell our 2 followers where they can get these?
Yes. So locally, but you're pretty much local. Have you got out of state at all?
No,
Do you have a website ordering?
so we don't ship out of state just because it is fresh product. It doesn't hold up so well.
okay.
We actually had some people that wanted us to ship out of state, and it's insane. It's like $200 to
Oh,
send
geez.
one of these to Portland.
Gotcha.
And so
okay.
we don't do that just because we don't feel like that's fair to our customers. But yeah, the company name, Granny's, we're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Granny's Fresh Dressing. And then, we have the website, grannysfreshdressing.com. You can contact us there. But if you're in Eastern Idaho, anywhere between Ashton and Pocatello, we're in most of the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you haven't seen them at like
Go
Albertsons and
get
stuff?
one of those. I think my wife will like that.
Yeah.
She likes strawberries.
The only
that's
one we're
legit.
not in is Brolam's right now. They
The best one.
they have
Nah.
a product that competes with ours.
Oh,
so
okay.
so I think that's probably a reason why they don't want us in there. But either way, give it a
fuck
try.
Brolams. Go to Albertsons instead.
They have okay.
They do. They do. Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
So, but no, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Okay, yeah, and this one actually has some useful stuff, which was cool.
Yeah, every now and then we do have.
Yeah, right.
We do serve a purpose.
Not like the other ones.
Yeah,
Not the other 4
course.
we did yesterday. Last week's. Okay. Well, thanks everybody.